Have you ever wanted to make a collectible card game inside of Minecraft? Well, in this video, I will show you exactly how. It's surprisingly easy to do, and it looks really cool when it's done. And personally, I think the collectability fits perfectly into the Minecraft world. This doesn't require any mods and can be done in vanilla Minecraft. All you need is a map importing tool that will allow you to import pictures as map art in Minecraft. I also designed a shuffling machine to shuffle a shulker box full of cards that I will be tutorialing out at the end of this video. But before we get to that, just look how clean these cards look. You can really fit a lot of information on these cards, a lot more than I was expecting. This makes it really easy to design your own custom card game and play it in Minecraft. And since you can place maps in item frames and you can even rotate them, this really opens up a lot of the general card game mechanics. Let me switch to survival really quick though, because if you place it in creative, it will just copy the map into the item frame. But in survival, you will actually place the map into the item frame just like a playing card. You'll also need a container to use as a discard pile, as well as a place to put your deck to be shuffled and a way to draw your cards. The shuffler and the card drawer will be part of the same machine that I will be tutorialing later on. But this is a whole lot of fun. I really like these custom card games inside Minecraft. The first step is to actually make your cards. If you don't have a photo editing program, I recommend Photopea.com. It is a free in-browser editing tool. But when you click New Project, be sure to set your resolution to 128 pixels by 128 pixels. This is the size of a map inside Minecraft. So if you do this, you will actually be able to see precisely what the map is going to look like. So if you can actually read the text on this screen, you'll be able to read it in the game. But if you make it so tiny that you can't read it on this screen, you also won't be able to read it in-game. This will be pixel for pixel exactly what the map displays inside Minecraft. And when you're ready to save the card, click Export As and then JPEG. Save these as JPEGs, make sure they are 128 pixels by 128 pixels, name them whatever you want to name them, and then click Save. And once you have your cards ready, you'll need to download ImageMap for Minecraft and then unzip the folder somewhere and then open this application right here. I have the download link for this in the video description, so check that out. And once it's running, it will show you all of your worlds on Java and Bedrock. Then simply click on the world that you want to add the maps to, and then go to the Maps tab, and you will be shown all of the maps that are in your game. Then simply click Open on the importing screen and add your files for your cards. In this case, we're just going to use these icons that I made for my Discord. There's also a link for my Discord in the video description, as well as all of the cards that I made for my game and the rules. So if you just want to use the game that I made, you can download all of the resources from my Discord and then just upload them into your world. Just make sure that Create Structures is checkmarked and then click Send to World. And now we're ready to hop over to Minecraft and look at the maps that we imported. What the Create Structures option does is actually give you structure blocks with your map in it whenever you spawn into the game, as long as you have room in your inventory. If it didn't give them to you, you can always generate the structures from that program yet again, or you can go into a command block and manually enter the file name of the individual cards. But if you place these down and then click Load, they will disappear and give you the map art for the card that you uploaded. Now, of course, you can use this tool to just import custom pictures or any sort of decoration that you want to, such as these icons. You know, it doesn't have to be a card game. It can be any sort of map art that you would like to upload. And really quick, before we get into how to make the shuffler for your deck of cards, I will also be making a video on how exactly to play my card game. I tried to make it really simple so it's easy to play just by reading a paragraph, but if you don't like to read, stay tuned for that video as well. But the build area for your shuffler drawer is going to be 5 by 6, 5 deep. So dig down 5 in your 5 by 6 area, and dig down a 6th block on the row next to the back row. I also marked where your shulker box is going to go. This will have your deck of cards that will be drained into the shuffler, and then I also marked where the button is to draw a card. The rest of this is going to be where the floor is, but now let's jump into it. So start off by placing 4 droppers right next to where your button is going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it should come up diagonally right from that button. And then we're going to place a hopper going into the bottom dropper. Make sure that it's going into the bottom dropper like so. Then we're going to place a dropper facing this way, and then turn and place a dropper facing this way, and then a dropper facing this way, and then go back over here and have a dropper facing into the first dropper. So they're all going clockwise like so. All of those droppers are pointing into each other, but then place 2 hoppers going into that corner dropper where your deck is going to go to be shuffled. Next up, place a solid block next to that dropper, and then place a comparator and be sure to face away from the hoppers. And that comparator is going into a solid block with a torch on the side of it. And then we're going to place a solid block underneath that torch with redstone dust on the top of that block, and then another redstone torch on the side of that block. That redstone torch should basically be touching that hopper right there. That torch is what locks the hopper to prevent the cards from being drained before they're shuffled. But now come back over to this side, and we're going to place a solid block diagonally down from that hopper with a comparator facing out like so, and then a solid block next to the other solid block with redstone dust on top. Then a solid block diagonally up from that with a redstone torch on the side. Next up, we're going to place a solid block right here, and then right here with redstone dust right there. Then we're going to place a redstone repeater going into that other block and make sure it's set to a 2-tick delay. So poke it one time so it looks like this. It needs to be set to this delay. But then we're going to place a redstone torch on the side of this block right here, and then redstone dust in these places underneath that torch from that repeater, then going up here and over there, like so. Now we're going to place an observer above this redstone dust looking down at the redstone dust. I had a little trouble getting that observer into place, but just make sure that it's facing down toward that redstone dust. You can tell by the arrow, or if you dig down, you'll be able to see its face. But just once you make sure that it's facing down at that dust, come back over here and place a block diagonally up from this, and then another piece of redstone dust like so. And now you're almost done. Now we just need to place an observer facing up right here where the bottom of the observer is pointing directly into this redstone dust. Then we need a piece of redstone dust on top of that observer, which should be directly underneath the block with your button on it. The button is what will let you draw a card, but be sure to test the machine before you fill in the floor. But once you do that, you're ready to fill in the floor. The floor will go right here, like so. So you will be placing your shulker box full of cards in this hole right here, and they will automatically get pulled into the shuffler and shuffled. You will hear the droppers activating as a confirmation that it is shuffling, but then once the clicking stops, it is ready and shuffled. Let me break up some of this floor so that we can actually see what's going on. It should be basically blinking and clicking, like so. It'll do this for about 20 seconds until all the cards are shuffled, and then it's ready to draw cards from. And I specifically designed this to shuffle a shulker box full of items. If you want a different shuffler, I have several different variations of shufflers on other videos, such as my playing card shuffler or the Scrabble shuffler. But if this doesn't shoot the items through the floor, you might fill in some of this with solid blocks. I highly doubt that it will mess up. You know, this basically always works. But if it doesn't for some weird reason, you can always place blocks around to block the items from coming out the side. But just make sure that no card should be stuck in these droppers, and if they are, just pressing the button to draw a card will activate the other droppers, so it should always come through. Now I will say, droppers, especially in Bedrock, can be kind of weird. Like I built, I think, 16 different shuffler designs just trying to figure out one that perfectly shuffles a shulker box full of cards. One of the designs worked perfectly. I built it 3 times, and then on the 4th time I built it for a video, and it just didn't work for some reason. Like, all the chunk borders were the same. The only thing that I can possibly think of is that dropper activations in Bedrock are a little wonky. You know, they're not super precise. But there's a bunch of different ways that you can do shufflers. You don't have to use a super complicated one. I just wanted one that shuffled my deck of cards perfectly each time so that you can't stack your deck. This is the one that we actually just built, so I'll fly around it really quick just in case you want to see it to troubleshoot or to build it from a picture rather than from a build-along tutorial. And again, this was designed to shuffle a shulker box full of cards, preferably cards that do not stack. It will work for cards that do stack, but I would just be careful. I would make sure that all the cards don't stack, so you have a deck of like 27 cards. It still should work if you have a deck of like 40 or something like that with stackable cards. And if you want a different shuffler design, just let me know and I will do my best to help you out. Also, you can join my Discord, link in the video description, for the resources to download my own card game and upload it into your own world. You can also ask Redstone questions, look for players, share your builds, or really anything Minecraft related. I'm trying to grow a Minecraft community on Discord, so come there and talk to me. And stay tuned for the video on how to play my own card game if reading the rules isn't quite for you. But that's all we got for this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, consider subscribing, all that other good stuff. But we're out of time, so until next time, I've been your host, OmLedu, hopefully teaching you a Minecraft trick or two, and reminding you, as always, don't forget to have fun. Bye bye.